Excuse me, are you Amanda?
You must be Chris's friend.
Right, my name is Bella.
You're the one with the metal detector.
He said you needed help with something?
Of a sort. Take a seat. So, you like discovering treasure?
I've been involved with 6 excavations so far. Two with the University
Have
of...
you ever heard of Tunja?
Tunja?
He was the leader of a Bronze Age tribe in East Anglia. There were many myths and legends about him. Supposedly, he was immortal. Obviously, that one turned out not to be true. There's another one about his bracelet. Supposedly, if it was touched by anyone outside of Tunja's tribe, that person would turn to stone. Obviously, that part was a myth. But whether he really had a bracelet has been debated by anthropologists for centuries.
But you think he did?
Well, I have a friend who's involved in the archaeology department of a red brick university, and she's mentioned to me that more and more evidence is pointing towards Tunja's bracelet being real, and they believe it's located in the grounds of Framlingham Castle.
Wow. So, when's the dig?
Well, here's the problem. See, to perform an archaeological dig on that site would require all sorts of red tape, not to mention the amount of funding. And then, even if they do find the bracelet, it's not as though my friend gets to keep the bracelet for herself, which is what she really wants.
Are you suggesting that we steal it for her?
Steal it? It's underground. It's not like it belongs to anybody.
That doesn't matter, it's still stealing. No, I won't have any part in it.
Wait. She's willing to offer £20,000, and we'd split it 50-50.
I don't particularly need the money.
But I do.
So?
I can't do this without you. I've asked around. You're the only person I've been able to track down with a metal detector. And Chris says you're so good with it.
Why do you need the money so badly?
It's my daughter. She's sick.
That's awful.
It's her chest. The doctors don't know what the problem is, but I do. The walls of my house are covered in damp and mould. We need to repair it, but it'll cost, well, enough money that this is the only way we can do anything about it.
Now listen, if it helps, I gladly forfeit my share.
No, we split it 50-50.
No, I don't need it. Well, I hate to think of your daughter like that, and I'd be happy to help you out, but I don't need a cut of any money.
That's very kind, but I insist you keep your share. And even though it's not stealing, they'll take us to court if anyone finds out, so we have to be incredibly careful. All right?
Sure.
So, meet me tomorrow night at the end of the road leading up to the castle's grounds. Bring your metal detector. I'll bring 2 shovels, and we'll go up the hill and check if anything's there.
Sounds good. Tomorrow evening?
9 o'clock.
Amanda, over here!
Were you followed?
What? No, I don't know. Should I have been checking?
You didn't mention this to anyone, did you?
No.
Then we should be okay. You don't need to put the headphones on yet.
No.
Not till we're at the top of the hill. Come on, I'll carry the shovels.
Wait, I think I hear something.
What do you mean?
The metal detector is going crazy.
You've already turned it on?
Yeah, I think the bracelet might be here.
No, it's not. Come on.
No, there's definitely something buried here.
Listen, if there's something here, it'll be at the top of the hill.
No, you said somewhere within the grounds of Framlingham Castle. Well, already within the grounds, they start at the hedge back there.
We don't have time for this. We need to go up the hill.
There's definitely something here. The metal detector is going off like mad.
You shouldn't have turned it on yet.
Yeah, well, it's a good job I did, isn't it? Now, give me the shovel.
The ground's frozen solid here.
That's fine, just give me the shovel.
Fine. I'm not helping you, though. You're going to get out of breath, and we've still got the hill to climb. What was that?
It must be the bracelet.
It can't be.
There. What did I tell you? Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my God. Is that...
It must be Tunja's bracelet. Did you bring a bag or something to put it in?
No. Wait.
What?
Leave it where it is.
What do you mean?
You need to leave it where it is.
What do you mean? Why would I leave it where it is?
I just had a last-minute change of heart.
No, I don't believe you. What's going on here?
I just think...
Do you actually have a friend who works in archaeology?
No.
Then what are you doing here?
I work for the council.
Doing what?
I'm an informant.
Is this a sting operation?
Of a sort. We never thought you'd actually find the bracelet. We have a fake one buried up the hill for you to discover.
But I'm not a thief.
No,
I wouldn't
know.
have even thought about digging this up without you.
But that's the thing. You were never supposed to dig this up. We had no idea Tunja's bracelet was really here. There had been some rumours at one point, but we checked all the way around the top of the hill and hadn't found a thing. I don't think anyone's checked as far down as here.
So why invite me out here at all?
Because it's my job to catch thieves. There were lots of thefts occurring from heritage sites, and the council decided they needed to do something about it. So they hired me to act as an informant, an insider.
But I'm not a thief. I didn't want to do this. It was only when you told me about your sick baby.
Of course. Why do you think I made that up? The sick baby routine is basically guaranteed to get people to agree to it.
I'm not the first person you've entrapped like this.
Of course not. Before too long, I'd caught all the real thieves, and there was none left for me to catch. Knowing how councils are always looking for jobs to cut, I realised that unless I started proving my worth, I'd be on the chopping block.
That's awful.
But it looks like you got away anyway. If the police could see you from up there, they'd be here to arrest you by now. Now you know the truth, there's no chance of us actually arresting you.
And what happens to the bracelet?
Oh, well, seeing as no one knows it was here, I might as well decide that for myself.
I wouldn't touch it if I were you.
Oh, don't worry. I know how to handle it.
You weren't the only one hiding a real identity. Maybe you should have believed those myths about Tunja being immortal. I'm still here, thousands of years later, and while it hurts a little that people assume I was a man, it doesn't hurt quite as much as you using my bracelet as an excuse to entrap people like this. The ironic thing is, I was planning on lifting the curse when I believed your baby was sick. But since that was a lie, and you've been sending innocent people to jail, I think you deserve to feel the true effects of the bracelet, don't you?
Tunja's Bracelet was written, directed and edited by Dolan, with Eszter Patakfalvi as Bella and Nilgun Direncay as Amanda, an Incite Playwrights production. Sylvia, let me in.
Tell me the will of the goddess.
Sylvia, there's no time for this. Let me in.
If you do not state the will of the goddess, you may not enter her temple.
The goddess must be among women only.
How are you known to the goddess?
The goddess knows me through my thoughts and my actions. I honour the goddess. Now let me in. You can't stay here.
I will never leave the goddess while I have the breath of life. I will...
Petronius has received a message. The barbarians are heading our way. They're about to cross the river.
Opis will protect us. I will honour the goddess.
You can't honour the goddess if her likeness has been smashed to smithereens and you've been thrown out into the woods, or worse.
She will smite down those
Sylvia,
who
listen to me. They destroyed statues of Jupiter and raided his temples, and he's far more powerful.
I am a priestess of Opis. I will defend her till I die.
Put that away. You can't fight a barbarian army with a fruit knife.
I am a priestess of Opis. I must honour the goddess.
We will honour her, just somewhere else. You have to leave here now.
My life is dedicated to Opis. I have nowhere else to go.
What about your brother? Can you not go to him?
I don't know where he's stationed, and even if I did, I have no way to get to him.
Come with me then. Petronius has been recalled to Rome. We have passage planned.
I can't leave Opis. I must save her. Can't we take her with us?
We can't flee with a 3-foot statue.
Then I am not going.
I'll commission another likeness. When we're in Rome, a bigger one. 6 feet at least.
If we abandon her now, she will never grace us with her presence again.
What if we found a way to protect her? Maybe we could hide her.
Where? Our temple is small.
We could move her into the cellar.
How?
I don't know, but it's got to be easier than carrying her down the hill. Ah, we can use the pulley.
What?
This place used to be a grain store. There's a pulley to lift the sacks. It's behind one of these curtains. Here.
Does it still work?
Yes, they used it to bring in the new altar stone. If we can lay the statue,
Blessed Opus.
the blessed Opus, flat, and wrap her in something, that rug will work. We can attach it to the pulley and lower it down.
It seems so disrespectful.
So would allowing her beautiful face to get smashed in.
All right.
Lay some cushions down in case. I'll get the rug. Now, slowly tip her onto her side. Now, we can use the rug to drag her over to the cellar. Lift the hatch. I'll get the pulley rope. We need to wrap this round a few times. That should hold. Now, throw those cushions down. I'll secure the other end of the rope to this pillar for now, and on 3 we'll edge her over. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's lower her down. Are you ready?
Yes?
Okay. Gently now.
We did it! We did it! What now?
Take this bag. We need to remove everything we can of value. Those plates, the silver cups, the silks.
We can't take the goddess's things.
We aren't taking them. We're moving them to keep them safe.
Until we come back.
Yes. Anything we can't fit in these bags, we'll drop into the cellar. We'll throw some leaves in and make this place look abandoned. Quickly.
It looked so neglected when we left.
That was the idea. If it appears to have nothing of value, they won't look too hard.
I can rest for a while.
Yes, but only for a minute.
How long we'll have to stay away?
Till it's safe.
What will we do till then?
We can set up a new temple.
But nobody knows the ways of Opus in Rome.
Nobody knew the ways of Opus here until my mother set up the sect.
Of course, I'm so sorry. I've just been thinking of myself. You must be devastated that we failed her.
We haven't failed Opus.
I meant your mother.
She'd understand that we had to do this. She would tell us to do this if she were here.
Your beautiful temple.
It wasn't the building that was important to her. It's what it stood for.
She must have been very devoted to Opus.
Well, yes. But there was more to it than that.
What do you mean?
My mother came here from Rome to marry my father. She was 14. It was a union of political convenience. I was born the next year, and my brother the year after. Then my father was sent to another region. It was supposed to be temporary, but he ended up being shunted from post to post. He was considerably older than her, and they didn't have much in common. On the rare occasions he came home, he spent most of his time at the Mithras temple.
It must have been difficult for your mother being so far away from her own family.
She led a privileged life, but she must have felt isolated. She set up the Way of Opus sect so she could have a respectable place to meet other women. My father encouraged it and even let her use his family's old grain store. He wasn't an unkind man.
I'm so grateful to both of your parents for setting up the temple and giving me a chance to be a priestess. I don't know what would have become of me otherwise. I feel terrible about leaving.
You've been a devoted servant of the goddess. I'm sure she'll look favourably on you.
We won't be coming back, will we?
Probably not, no.
What will become of our sacred space?
It may escape the attention of the barbarians. I doubt searching for a local women's temple in the forest will be very high on their to-do list. As you said, not many people know that it's here or have even heard of the Opis sect.
Opis may not mean much to some people, but she's very important to me. She has been my whole life.
I know. And that won't change just because you find yourself in a new place. Now, we really must hurry.
Okay, gather round everyone. This temple was discovered during excavation work to widen a railway tunnel. It has been hailed as the most significant archaeological find this century. Although small in size, many artifacts remain intact, and it has shed light on female-led mystery cults. These were believed to be prevalent throughout the Roman Empire, but next to nothing has been known about them until now. The ceiling is very low, so please take care.
Save the Goddess was written and edited by Kerry Holmes and directed by Jennifer Fernandez, with Eszter Patakfalvi as Sylvia, Kerry Holmes as Claudia, and Joe Dolan as the tour guide. An Incite Playwrights production.
Come on, woman, keep up. You know what you need to do, right? Right?
Yes, Brian.
Make sure you don't mess this up for me. Do you understand?
Yes, Brian.
There she is, the stupid old hag.
She looks tired.
Now, I'm warning you, Susan, you better do what I told you and not start feeling sorry for her. She is destroying my business with this stupid move.
She's just doing something she believes in.
Are you kidding me? You will not sympathise with her, is that understood?
Yes, Brian.
I'm surrounded by idiot women.
Stay away from me. I will not be moved.
You will. I have the police on speed dial. They will be here in no time if you don't unchain yourself from that bloody tree.
I will not be moved.
You bloody will be. I'm going to make a call to them now. Susan, you speak to that foolish woman, one fool to another, and don't mess it up. Try to do something right for once.
Kathy, what are you doing here? He told me there was a woman chained to the tree. I didn't realise it was you. Are you all right, Kathy? Sorry about Brian.
Why are you apologising for him? He is a bully.
He's just under pressure.
Oh, Susan, we talked about this. He's all about showing a good face to the public. He's not under any pressure to do with the business.
He could lose everything. He told me this morning.
Well, I'm afraid he lied. I looked into everything about him like you asked.
And?
He owns property all over the country. Many in London and a bit more in Europe.
Europe? He doesn't. He only has a couple of properties here and this wood.
Susan, listen to me. He has all this property. He has a few different bank accounts and you own the woods, not him. You don't know that, do you?
You've really lost me. How do I own the woods?
He put it in your name years ago. Obviously thought it wasn't worth anything back then.
Why is this wood so important to you?
I have some personal reasons, but it's not just me. It's of historic value and cannot be destroyed.
Really? Wait, if I own the woods, then I can stop him, can't I?
You could, but in the next couple of hours, my research will be verified and the wood will get its proper status.
Who am I kidding? I can't stop him, no more than you can. He knows too many people. People in power.
Well, at least one of them is being arrested as we speak for taking bribes from him and others.
What? He bribes people? Of course he does.
You know, when you came into my office in town the other day, I asked you how he treated you. You were making excuses for him. Now that you know he was lying to you about how much debt he is in, without this development, what excuses do you have now?
He's still my husband.
A lying, cheating one.
Cheating?
Sorry, Susan. My investigation was very thorough, and I found a lot more than you bargained for.
I suspected, I suppose, about the cheating. That's why I came to you in the first place, but not the business. So he is hiding money from me. He really is a bastard. He only wants to develop these woods for spite, you know. I mentioned that I thought it would be a lovely place for an education centre. There is a lot of unusual plants here.
That's a lovely idea. Wouldn't that have been right up his street, showing he was taking care of the community?
No. It made him look at the woods and realise he could develop them. I should have kept my mouth shut, and you would have had your status before he realised what was happening.
The timing wasn't great, but I've dealt with men like your husband before. I was in your situation.
You?
Yes.
He's gone?
Oh, yes, he's gone.
Left you, or you left him?
Something like that.
How long have you been chained to the tree?
This morning, when I heard the diggers arriving, I ran down straight away.
You ran down? From where?
Over there. My garden backs onto the woods.
Is that why you don't want a development here?
Obviously, that's a major reason, but the woods have history, and that should be preserved.
Tell me about it.
It was the site of a monastery in the late 6th century, and believed to be where work was created on manuscripts in the insular style, similar to the Book of Kells in Ireland, but a much earlier version. It is of huge historic value to the area. Those plants you mentioned are unusual, and they are not found anywhere else in such abundance and variety. They were grown for their natural colours to create the beautiful manuscripts, cannot be destroyed.
But surely the plants could be replanted and grown elsewhere.
They wouldn't survive. The land here has special nutrients that would be difficult to find elsewhere. It takes so long for these nutrients to build. I'm only waiting for confirmation of this, and your husband will have to abandon his plans.
He will not give up that easily.
He won't have a choice.
You stupid cow. I have just got an email about some silly plants. What rubbish have you been feeding people?
No rubbish, just the truth. This land has to be protected.
And do you think you can do this alone? I know about you. Your husband disappeared a few years ago, had enough of you and ran off. Can't even keep a man. So what? All men are evil and you're going to destroy my business to get back at us all?
Plants are more important than you.
Like hell they are. I'm going to get my guys in here now.
You can't, Brian.
Shut up, you, and don't tell me what I can or can't do.
What do you think you're doing?
I am getting you out of here.
No, you are not. I will not be moved.
You bloody will be. You are not ruining my plans.
Get your hands off of me.
Brian, stop. You will hurt her.
I don't care.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get bolt cutters and my gun. That bitch is leaving this site one way or another. You better have her out of here by the time I get back, or I might just do a 2-for-1.
You have to move. He will kill you.
He doesn't scare me. I handled one of them already in my life, and I can handle another one too.
You don't understand. He means it when he says he will kill you.
How many times have you been in hospital?
What?
How many times?
I don't understand what you mean.
Yes, you do. I was put in hospital on 4 occasions. Broken ribs, broken arm, broken nose, and stabbing. I walked into the door, fell down the stairs, and of course I was so clumsy I fell on the knife that stabbed me 3 times.
Oh, God, you poor thing.
Susan, I know you have been in the same position.
7 broken ribs, head injury, broken wrist twice, broken ankle.
Ever make a complaint?
No one would believe me. They think he's the greatest man alive, so generous with his time and money.
I understand.
What are you going to do?
Not going to move, if that's what you mean. I got it. There will be people arriving soon to secure these woods. They will never be dug up, and no one will ever be able to develop them. It's just been confirmed as a historic plant area.
Oh no. Will he have got the email too?
Probably. He won't be able to do anything now.
Except kill me. What are you doing?
Taking off the chains.
He will bring the machines in. He won't care about the order, and once he has started, there will be nothing that can be done.
Those machines are never going to start. Sugar can be very useful, and a bit of petrol in a diesel engine. Enough to disable them for a while.
Are you trying to get me killed? It's me he will take all this out on.
Well then, we better come up with a plan to make sure he can't.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Do you love him?
Why are you asking that?
Wondering?
I think that went out the window after the second broken rib. I know I came to you for information, but...
He has something on you.
A recording of me doing things that he directed. I never knew he was recording them. He says if I leave him, he will release it on the internet and ruin me.
Bastard.
So you see, even though I could get a divorce, he would do that to make him look like the poor innocent. I can't have that on the internet. My children would see it. It's just too disgusting. I wish he was dead.
I had that wish too. Mine came true.
Lucky you. Wait, how did it come true? I thought he left you.
He left the house.
How did he leave the house?
In bits.
In bits.
Manageable bits.
Manageable bits. You mean in bits, like chopped up. The wood. It's not just the plants, is it?
The plants can't grow anywhere else, but now they're growing even better. Go figure.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what to say.
You can report it if you want. Your husband will be happy. They'll have no choice then but to dig up this beautiful wood and destroy historic plants. But remember, he might be happy with the outcome today, but he will have something else next week or next month. Those stairs are very dangerous. They could become deadly. Wouldn't it be better to be a grieving widow than a scared wife?
You're saying kill him?
Not necessarily, not directly. He's after saying he's going to bring a gun. That would be self-defense.
But he will have the gun, not me.
Find a way to get it or something.
We?
I wouldn't let you go through this alone. That's if you want help.
I can't stand the man. And this way I would be free. Destroy anything he has on me. How can we do it?
I will still be here with the chains. Let them look like they're still tied around me. He will be coming towards me with the gun. We have to manage it that he shoots himself. We can do it, but it will take coordination. Do you think you can do it?
The death of Mr. Brian Dreeling has been ruled a tragic accident. Mrs. Susan Dreeling and Mrs. Kathy Fairbank were both charged with manslaughter earlier in the year. The court ruled that the shooting of Mr. Dreeling at Monastery Woods was an accident. Mr. Dreeling brought the gun to the woods to threaten Mrs. Fairbank. Mrs. Dreeling and Mrs. Fairbank were defending themselves when the gun went off. Mrs. Dreeling and Mrs. Fairbank have been cleared of all charges. Mrs. Dreeling has promised she will build an eco-education centre so people can learn about the plants in the woods. I Will Not Be Moved was written by Carol Long, directed by Jennifer Fernandez and edited by Joe Dolan, with Nilgun Direncay as Susan, Lucinda Kelly as Kathy, Joe Dolan as Brian, and Kerry Holmes as the newsreader, an Incite Playwrights production.